Live. Hi everyone, Mickey Jacobs here. You know that usually I would like if you send me a quick chat thingy to let me know that you see me and everything. So so I can go ahead and start the teaching. Clayton gonna look at the chat. So I don't know if I'm talking to myself, which is never fun, or there is someone is actually there. So see if you can tell me that you see me. Do you see anyone, honey? Yeah? Okay. Here you go. Leave it to good old Jojo. Thank you, honey. Thank you very much. So as you can see, there is a different background because today we are taping from our home in California here. So you can see the parrot cage. And of course, I have about 1 million animals here that you cannot see, dogs and cats and the parrots there and horses. So, so I'm glad to say that we are streaming live from our home. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it as always. Thank you guys for telling me. Thank you. You log out. Okay. So we don't want to overload our satellite internet connection, which why we never did it from home. So I'm very happy that I am able to do that. So I might observe the chat today, and Clayton just gonna be here in case I run into trouble. So as always, as I start going on with the teaching in today's topic, see if you can send me a chat note if you have any question, if you don't understand the information or anything really that has to do obviously with spirituality. And I'm going to observe the chat and I'm going to go and I'm going to answer any question or if you want additional information. So today we're going to talk about to detox the energy field, as I call it, or auric field, sometimes some people call it. And it's really is important a topic and important information because it really can make a difference in your day-to-day life. Meaning what I'm going to teach you today as to how first clear your energy field and how to build a new one, if you will. So it can affect your vibration, it can affect your mood, your mental state, of course, and essentially your mind, body, spirit. So as you follow up the information today, or hopefully the guidance or the teaching, you can you will realize that life is a little bit lighter energetically. Of course, because it's energy, things sometimes take time to reverse, as opposed to, did the video get stuck or is it just my end? Jojo asking, honey. Hold on, Jojo. I don't, it might have a little bit of a delay. So wait few seconds and kind of let me know if there's any problem, and obviously I'll ask Clayton.
Or hit refresh.
Or hit refresh as well, Jojo. Refresh the page, Clayton is saying. So try that and see if that works. If anyone else have problem, then let me know. So so yes, that can make a difference in your life to clear up your energy field and build a new one, more spiritual energy field. And again, because it's energy, it might take some time to reverse, especially if your energy field is dense or negative or heavy. So that would take some time and obviously a day-to-day practice with the information I will give you today. So first, I like to explain to people what energy field mean at all. So, you know, kind of around human being, or the way I see people, is there is a layer of like a strip of auric field, a kind of energy that surround the physical body. And sometimes in readings, I actually get quite a lot of information or sense or feeling or knowledge that I take from the energy field. For example, I'm able to see through people energy field how spiritual they are, how spiritually aware they are, not good, not bad, just how spiritually evolved or aware they are. If the soul is old soul or have been around planet Earth. I can also clearly see if someone have the ability to hear spirit or channel like I do. I can see how heavy an energy field here. So through an auric field, people that do work such as myself are able to get some information regarding the person life on planet Earth. So to show you what does that mean, an energy field, and why it's so important. So what does that mean, detox the energy field? First of all, it's all started with the concept that we get what we project, meaning everything we think, every act. Obviously, this is a well-known concept in spirituality, that we indeed we kind of build or get what we create, if you will. So in order to reverse your energy field or clear it up or make it lighter, if you will, which again will affect your day-to-day existence, your mental state, as well as the physical body, because once again, it's a mind, body, spirit concept. So you absolutely need to go back to the basic concept of be aware of yourself, be aware of your thought, be aware of your action, be aware of your ego, which is, you remember that the way when I use the phrase ego, I refer to the negative part of our personality, that it is byproduct of who we are, meaning it's there for a reason. As you know, me teaching about the ego over the time of the videos. So being aware, when we are aware of what we are creating for ourselves, when it's come to inner thought, action, and I don't just mean action, let's say like lashing out, which is obvious, a little. Estimate the power of thought or intention, because you can't quite see it or touch it or aware of it externally like a reaction of lashing out or anger. Yet they're so very much powerful, much more powerful than actual physical reaction, because the thoughts kind of are energetically free, if you will. They do not bound by anything. So they just, whatever you think, they just kind of automatically project. So the point of our existence, to good and to bad, is again the concept as we create what it is you build internally as well as externally, of course. And that's once again reflect in that auric field or that silhouette of energy that kind of surround each one of us. Essentially, whatever we create through our thoughts and intention and action and reaction build a mist through us or around us, as I mentioned before, the way I see people, and that's mist, what surround us. If it's negative, it's bad, it's heavy, it's affect the life, not only us internally, externally, because again, what we create, we project. Meaning, if we create the energy field heavy and negative because due to our undisciplined thoughts or intention or action or way of living, we project to ourselves because of the law of attraction other people that are compatible to the same energy field that we have. Again, this is the concept of our wise creator, because it's not him. He doesn't give one great positive life and another one he doesn't. It's us. It's us that build it, that create it. So you have to be very, very aware, very, very careful of every single thought and intention. You know, intentions are so very powerful because, again, like a thought, which essentially is a thought, like a thought, they are kind of not bound by anything. They're free, so they immediately have a consequences, if you will. Intention also can really quick fill up or stain or taint your energy field, because essentially that's where that's what you mean or what you intend to do, negative or positive. So thoughts and intention obviously need to be once again aware and observe within yourself, not one time, not 2 times, not 1 week, not 1 month, constantly. And as I said right off the bat at the beginning, the good news that it's go both ways, obviously. If we decide to detox our energy field, what does that mean? It means switch our negative internally, externally. As I said, they're both on the same. You can do the external work, meaning go home today or done with the class and decided I will absolutely not lash out or be angry or yell or cut someone in the freeway. So obviously you have a intention to change your external behavior. But if your internal dialogue or thoughts are still angry, let's take the example of the freeway. So you go in the freeway and someone cut you off. Yet you promise yourself not to lash out. But internally you swear or upset or wish the person, which essentially are negative intention, wish the person to be harm or bad. It wouldn't work because you essentially still, although have a positive to try to change your external, meaning reaction, your internal negative are kind of not compatible with the external. So essentially, once again, you might clear a little bit by, essentially it's also called a little bit of a fake. I don't mean fake human being, I mean fake in your spiritual work, because what is in must be what is out. You cannot only change what people see. It's essentially seeing those people perhaps that all appear calm and content, and I'm never angry, I'm never lashing out, and in fact their inside is chaotic and all boiled with anger because they're not expressing it out. So that doesn't work. It's energy. There's no shortcut, there's no lie, there's not authenticity. That's the beautiful of spiritual work. Everything have to have one big plan. Your internal intention and thought must mesh well. Do you guys see me? I want to make sure. I just don't talk. I do not just talk to Clayton and my kids, my animal kids here. So Jojo, shoot a quick thingy that you can see me so I know that I'm still on. So everything has to be mesh well, your inside, your intention, and your external behavior to the world, essentially. Otherwise, it just does not work. Again, there is no shortcut. There is no, appear to the world okay, meaning calm or content or relax or able to control your reaction or anger or negative action, yet the internal is not very much discipline as well, or have the intention to change it to positive, because that will not detox your energy clear. Thank you, Jojo, and will not clear it up. So everything has to have one big plan, because there is no half spiritual war. In the same way, there is no half spiritual or half pregnant. Everything has to be together. So when I use the phrase to detox it, first and foremost, like every spiritual video that I do, me or any other spiritual teacher, is understanding the concept. And thank you. And the concept is, what I teach you is we can create that mist or energy that surround us, essentially wrap our physical body, and we live in it. So if it is heavy and negative, we are heavy and negative. If it's heavy and negative for enough time, it would penetrate the body and cause us to be ill. So we might not have necessarily a nasty illness like a cancer, but we would have aches and we would have pain, because again, it starts from the outside in. So you don't want to have an energy field that is packed with negativity. And I'm not just talking about the lashing out or the internal thinking about negativity or intention. I'm talking about drama, for example, which is a common illness of us human beings. You know, I came across a client within the last few days that drama is actually a drug. She actually described it as a drug, meaning, and it's true, drama is such a powerful negative energy that if you give yourself the green light or the okay to suck into it, it would not stay still. It would become bigger and bigger, because the nature of energy is not to stay still. It's either get better or worse, because it's obviously keep moving. So when I use the phrase clear up your energy field, I also talk about drama, which of course it is a big umbrella name. Drama consider fight, drama consider bickering, drama consider saying the last word. So drama, which is of course one of the major masks of the ego, need to be very, very thoroughly disciplined and overcome. So understand the concept, because as you know, if you decide to practice any spiritual new concept, you have to first and foremost move your mind aside. If your mind keep telling you it's nonsense, that nothing's gonna work, because your plan to change your energy field from negative to positive will not stick. It's like half believe. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, there is nothing half. There's no half relationship, there's no half love. It's you one leg in, one leg out. You need to be kind of on board and believe in the concept that there is an energy field that you can, that's Max, our parrot, that you can create a negative energy surround you that will affect and does affect your life, the way you feel, the way you act, and who you kind of attract to yourself. So it's extend way beyond only you. And I'm not just talking people that you attract to yourself. I'm talking about consequences and experiences, because everything is energy. So what you project, essentially, the universe bring your way the same vibrational energy. So if you're a victim, you will continue to be a victim. If you are a gossiper, all you have is surround yourself with gossip people. If you're drama seeker, that's who you will be. Because if someone is more spiritually aware with a little bit more positive energy field, would not be compatible with your negative energy. So it would kind of be like that. You wouldn't kind of meet. So again, those are rules of energy. Once again, the concept of today's topic is that you create what you make, or create what you project, or I don't know how you say it in English. How you say it, honey? You make your bed and you lay in it, don't you? Make your bed and you lay in it. So, which is essentially what I'm trying to say. So make a plan. Believe in the concept. How do you believe in it? Do you believe because Mickey Jacobs telling you? No, because you listen to your intuition. Everything I teach you, you know, it's already there. I don't have some special gift. I didn't invent those concepts. Those are concepts that are there. So if you are somewhat spiritually inclined, you will kind of listen to your inside. And if it doesn't mean anything to you, then something's wrong, whether it is with my information or why it is you don't connect to it. Meaning that what I teach you in today's video and every video, you should know that makes sense to me. That means something to me, because I'm merely, as a spiritual teacher, kind of awaken your own knowledge, if you will, like spirits awaken mine those many years ago when I was taught about those topics. So you make a plan. So, and more specifically, again, as you've heard me talk about in previous videos, you know your weaknesses. Make a list of them. Have a war against, honey, can you not do noise, please? It's a household, so I can kind of talk about what's going on in here. So make a list of your specific weaknesses, from the most nasty one to the one that are kind of like just maybe, let's call them annoying. So you make a list, whether it is once again an anger and you negative envy and jealousy. That's a major weakness of the ego. That's very easy for us human beings to have thought of jealousy. And because jealousy is such a heavy negative emotion, it's kind of go hand in hand with negative intention. Because if you're jealous at your neighbor, your intention certainly is not for them to have a good, prosper garden. So you want to write it down. Again, it is a plan. And after you understand the concept, you relate to what I'm teaching you. You have a plan. So you know what to look for. And then you are aware of your thought. Every time there is a jealous thought come, any thought about anyone, it doesn't matter, and you are aware of it. The beautiful concept about awareness in anything is technically, and you've heard me taught you that in previous topics, the moment we are aware, we take the power away from it. It's technical. I mean, I remember when I was taught by spirit, some years ago, when I asked, what do you mean by technical? And what they claim, that once again, when we are aware of any negative trait that we have, and again, action externally, intention, internal thinking, anything that is not of the light, capital L, if you will, anything that is negative, being aware of it, that's not Mickey, that's not your personality. That's the soul. So when the soul is aware of the negative aspect of the ego, it's literally shine its light on it. So when spirits use the phrase, this is a technical exercise, that's what they mean by that. So when you do it again, when anything negative surface up, meaning you're already aware of it, meaning it's moved from your subconscious, where thought cooked, if you will, and it's moved to your conscious mind, meaning you are aware of it all of a sudden, you bring your soul in. You count to 10 before you act on it, externally and internally. Being aware of it is bringing your higher self, the soul within the body, in the game. When you bring the soul, it's aware of the negative, it shines its beautiful light on it and take the power away from it. So essentially, awareness is by being aware, you don't let your ego run wild, going crazy, because remember, energy is energy. If you're not aware, if you have that little of jealousy, negative reaction, it would become bigger and bigger and bigger, where some people, their ego run wild for so many years that the jealousy, if we follow that example, would cause them to actually harm someone, whether it is a spouse or neighbor or friend or whatever. Again, this is just an example. So being aware of it, once again, not one time, this is spiritual work. Spiritual work does not take one day, nor does it take you one day to switch your energy field from heavy to light, from negative to positive. It takes a long time. But the good concept about it, that it's go both ways. Once you have the initial intention to change, which I'm hoping it's today, obviously, after the class. So you got the concept, you understand me, it's made sense to you, meaning I resonate with your own knowledge that I try to extract, because essentially that is the job of a spiritual teacher. Once again, not to teach you anything new, is to awaken the student. So once you have done that, once you have the plan to change, the intention start to detoxing your energy field. Why is it? Because it's a positive intention. Because essentially you are moving in the right direction. Also, don't forget our beloved team of spirits that we each have, those group of spirits that accompany us. The angels, the spirit guide, departed loved one. They're also waiting for our free will. They cannot help us if we decide to just remain negative, no matter how much they are able to see that we surround ourselves with negativity. There is nothing they can do due to the universal law of free will. So when we have the intention to change, spirits are aware of it and they come in here and help us. So a lot of people ask, how do they help us? In a lot of many ways. they, from their end, from the spirit world, they kind of help inspire us. They remind us about our negative thought. They remind us about our plan. If we are ready to lash out, your spirit guide that know you have an intention to change would knock on your shoulder literally and tell you, remember your plan. So there is a lot of things that spirits do from their end, but they need to get our cooperation. Nothing they cannot do. They cannot do much if we do not have the intention to change, or if we start and stop. I'm scattering because they actually do the same thing with diet. You know, a lot of people kind of trying to lose weight and to have diet, and you know, and you would be quite surprised to know how much spirits help us to lose weight. And why is it? Because once we take the first step, if you will, whether it is what we talk today or intention to improve your relationship or yourself, or learn how to meditate or lose weight, they kind of kick in gear and they help. They inspire us. They bring the right people our way, because remember, we get what we project. So if we decide to go right to positive instead of left and remain negative, we kind of signal spirits that we are willing to do the work to move forward, and that's when they kind of come in, and they are quite magical. And when you start doing the work to switch your energy field from heavy to light, you're gonna actually feel their help. You're gonna sense their help. You're gonna have those days where you're gonna feel uplifted, feel good, because that's what they're there. They're not just standing there and do nothing all day. So the point is that not only you're gonna change your life, not only you're gonna change your energy by change your behavior. I don't mean externally only, of course, internally, and that's include intention, of course. You have those team of spirits that are there and going to pick up the slack, if you will, and help you change it. So once you make a plan, meaning signal yourself, signal spirits, the universe, the creator, that you are willing and want to move forward, what you do, you kind of wipe clean your subconscious. That right now, if you're a person that have a heavy energy field, your subconscious is packed with negativity. And some of it is up in your conscious field, meaning you are aware of jealous and envy and superiority and lashing out, and some not, but it's there. The subconscious is kind of like a sponge, and it's get all the energy, negative or positive. So as you clear up your energy field, as you a little bit more brighter, literally a little bit more brighter, because the more negative, the more the way people look to me are a little bit more, first it's very, very bright, other people a little less bright, other people have kind of a stain in their energy field, meaning they kind of half in, half out. Some are gray, and some are actually quite dark. So dark does not necessarily mean evil. Dark is mean lack of spiritual growth, lack of intention to change. It's mean that the energy field is years and years. You know, for me to see a human being with a dark auric field is mean years and years of a build-up of residue of negativity, intention. And unfortunately, by the time I see a kind of a dark energy field or auric field, that's already expressed out with actually intention to negative action. So that's not good. Usually those people, their body at the same time is also kind of sluggish and ill. So because of course everything go hand in hand as to the intention to create a little bit more positive energy field. So, but most people don't, because most people, whether they call themselves spiritual, whether they are aware of the work they need to do, most people intuitively, once again, have all the information that you and me have. And remember that the soul within our body is naturally want to move forward and upward, meaning become more and more God-like, which is really what we do here, not in an ego way, of course, become more and more positive. So even if some people don't call themselves, my cat is right here, you can see her. So it's right here. So even if people don't call themselves necessarily spiritual or auric field or energy field, this is just happen because I happen to be a medium that I teach you this information. Most people kind of know within them that it's time to change, because a negative existence is a crappy existence, obviously. And everyone have that intuition within them when they tell themselves, you know what, I'm too angry. I can't do that anymore. Or I'm done with drama, So plenty of people come my way and they didn't hear my teaching. They don't use a spiritual language per se. Nonetheless, I can tell they're fed up, they have enough. And that's why I use the phrase, they had enough with drama, or have enough with draining friends, or don't feel good. Once you run to the ER with some bizarre symptoms, or an all of a sudden illness, that has to do with what you create around you. Things don't just happen to us. When we vibrate, it's because we build that vibration. When we joyful, it's because we build it. Because the energy that our insight or thought or action create is light and bright, and therefore we are light and bright and feel good. So again, people usually know what they need to change. So you got the concept, you got the plan, you have the intention, you ask your team of spirits to help you, so you got everything in order, and now the difficult work starts. And the difficult work is because when you're done with the class today, life would rush back in for you, like it will with Mickey and all human beings. That's why sometimes people, after event or reading or class, and they get, charged up because it means something to them, and but you have to be on guard, because the ego is not a name, it's an entity, and it's there for a reason, to push us to grow. Nonetheless, it's there. So that's what I mean, or use the harsh word, a war against it. And you aware of it, and the way you aware of your negativity in any way, shape, or form is you kind of slow down your energy. As for those of you that experience work with me one-on-one or whatever, so slow down the energy, meaning slow down. If you rush, think, jump from one thing to another, try to think about a million things. I'm going to have to take the kids or the dogs, and I'm going to have to this, and think about tomorrow meeting, and on and on and on you go. When you too much, it's called scattered. When you are scattered, you don't leave any room / time for any spiritual work. And you need the time, because you need to be observant of your thought or your reaction. So when I teach people to slow down, meaning slow down, literally, kind of relax, calm down a little bit. Just relax, don't be too much. You can still fit in your day everything you need to fit, believe me. You just kind of calm down, you just slow down your energy, which is a good exercise, have a lot of other benefits. But when it's come to what I'm trying to teach you, you need to slow down, because you need to be aware what you need to change. Remember, you need to bring the soul so it shines its light on the specific negative, specifically when you look at that list, anger, whatever it is that you need to change. So if you're too busy, it's just common sense, you won't be able to be aware. Therefore, you won't be able to do the work. Therefore, you're going to let your ego run wild, and it's going to create a denser and denser energy or auric field. So you don't want to do that. So try it out. Take it a day at a time. I didn't invent the concept of live in a moment. Obviously, I'm not that good. God is. And it is a concept. It is a spiritual concept, to live at the moment, to live a day at a time, to slow down your energy, to kind of walk like the soul. Our soul is neutral. It doesn't rush. because it's timeless, it's fearless, not afraid, not thinking, oh my God, I have all those things to do. It just use planet Earth for growth. It's like neutral, whatever, it's going to be okay. So when you slow down your energy, you're able to aware. You're also able to hear spirits. You're also able to be aware of your intuition, gut feeling, knowingness, inner voice. All those are systems in which your team speak to you. So when you are too busy, your soul cannot come out and shine its light on your negativity. It's just impossible to do both. If you're too busy with planet Earth, that means you're too identified with your day-to-day activity, and you scatter and you will be unable to do that work. So does that mean every day you're supposed to be perfect and slow down your energy? Nothing mean that. Believe me, nothing mean that. It's mean that, once again, that concept you need to relate to that concept. If you tell yourself right now, no, that's life, I need to run everywhere, okay, then you either not ready or that's maybe work for you. But what it doesn't work for you having or winning the war against your negativity, the war against switching your energy field from negative to positive. Clear it up, clear up the residue. Use the energy like the soul is a fantastic. Dear, thank you, John. Use your energy like the soul is a fantastic analogy. Perfect. Thanks. Thank you, John. Thank you so much, dear. Yes, it is. You know, there is also, John, there is actually practice that that you can actually align yourself to the higher self, meaning be one with it. Again, that's obviously a major concept to practice. But when you do, I remember when I was actually finally able to do that, it's such a beautiful state of being, because you walk around, not care ego, I'm better than everyone else because I can do it and they can't. Not care, because the soul is neutral. It's like, okay, it doesn't care. It knows what it's here, why it's here. It knows why the challenges. It's kind of smile at planet Earth, you know, bad, good. There's no bad, good to the soul. So that's why I kind of bring it up. So, so again, so you want to relate to the concept about the slowing down, about essentially, you know, so you'll be able to give room to your spiritual work. If you do not give, it's the same concept of meditation. If you essentially sit there in meditation and think, you kind of took the fun out of it, because essentially meditation means just quiet the mind. So you took the fun out of it. So it's the same concept. You absolutely, thank you. You absolutely need to slow down everything in order for you to be aware. Otherwise, it's common sense. You're just too busy. And believe me, the spiritual work would be the last thing for you to do, because it's called work. And since we already have a 9-to-5 job, the last thing we want is extra work. But that's why you're here. That's why I'm here. Because the 9-to-5 job is only something we need to do on planet Earth to survive, obviously. But there is the huge, big aspect of what we're doing here, and its growth. And part of creating a better life for ourselves is really to observe what we're doing, especially the major weaknesses. Remember the list I told you to kind of write down, because the list would bring things to the light. So what you want to do is you want to bring everything to the light, especially negative traits or thoughts or intention or action that you have that you are unable to get rid of. Because as I said before, if you can recall previous videos, your most obnoxious negative trait, the one that you know within yourself, And even more so, the one that you see in others. Oh, look, he got that. So everything you see in others, specifically an intimate lover, it's designed to reflect on you what you need to change. So the most obnoxious negative trait that you have, you absolutely bring it from previous lives. That's why it's so obnoxious. The negative trait that you are unable to rise above. A lot of people say, I'm sorry, Mickey, I have to lash out. It's just in me. I have to say the last word, or I have, so it's something that you probably bring from previous lives. So therefore it's time to rise above, because it's just going to get worse, because again, things don't stay still. They get better or they get worse. So to sum it up, believe in the concept that you can create for yourself a much lighter existence energetically. That doesn't mean that if your energy field is clear, you detox it, you train, you move your subconscious to sponge positive instead of negative. That does not mean, it has nothing to do with your life challenges. It has everything to do with how you handle them, of course. Life challenges must happen to us. Otherwise, we're doing here what? Why would the soul be trapped in the body for what? For the beautiful ocean? We come to the ocean from the spirit world, so we don't have to suffer in the sun. We visit planet Earth even in spirit. So all I'm telling you is that you can create for yourself a beautiful existence, a beautiful energy that surrounds your energy field, a positive one. Again, although life challenges would continue, of course, because it's meant to, everything would be, once again, like your soul. You would smile at it, handle it. Sometimes you'll cry for it, obviously, but let me reassure you that mist or energy that call your auric field that surround the physical body, all of us, will have a more effect on your life, will have an effect on your life. So I hope that helped you today. You want to bring me Seamus? I want to show you Seamus. Wait. Oh, so that's our Seamus. And I'm thinking that's the plus of doing the video from the house, because I can show you one of our kids. So he's the last one we rescue. We have 4 dogs and cats and parrots and horses and tortoise. But Clayton liked the name Seamus, so we named him Seamus. And he was in the shelter for 1.5 years, and no one wanted him. And look at that thing. It's like we have a living teddy bear, such a beloved dog. So anyway, for those of you how much I love nature, and he just Seamus. He looked like Benji, does he?
Oh, he does look like Benji.
Really? I'm not familiar with the.
He's a great Benji.
Oh, I think he's a Jojo. What is he, honey? He's a Schnauzer mixed with something. But look at those eyes. Look at that. Don't you just want to eat it? And that's it. So I thought I'll do that, So thank you very much. I'm so glad that the webinar worked from the home, because now we can keep doing it and I can introduce you our kids at the end of every video. So thank you. I love all of you. I hope that helped you. Thank you for joining me. As always, it's been a great deal for me that I am able to make a difference in your life. So take a good care. Watch over in the newsletter. There's also lots of events coming up. So maybe if you are around, you can come to one of the events. The next one is in San Francisco. So hopefully I can see some of you. If not, I'll see you next time, and take care. Bye.